Hi, scholars. I don't know. Yes, it is recording. Okay, look who I have. I just wanted to check in with you. We've been off for a while now, and this is Gizzy, and this is Barney. I'm sure you recognize him from my drawings. So, Mr. Miller cleaned them all up and brushed Barney's hair, and now they're getting treats because I just wanted to let them say hi to you as well. So they're going to eat their treats and then they're leaving so I can talk to you. Okay. All right, Mr. Miller, they can go. Goodbye. Goodbye. All right. All right, scholars. Hello. I want to go over a few things with you about your next packet. I did get most of the first packets back, and I know you're working on the second packet, and you will be picking up your third packet pretty soon. So everything looked really good, and I can tell that everybody is taking their time and doing really nice work and turning their hardest on all their packet assignments. So thank you very much. I also hope that you are having some fun. We had a couple of really nice days this week. I know we went out for long walks and we took the dogs with us and we got lots of exercise, and it kind of felt like summer, even though it's still spring. So I can't wait to hear about everything that you've been doing. I hope that when I get the second packets back, I hope your calendar pages are beautiful and tell me a lot of what you've been doing. So let me show you what we're going to do for the next packet. And I happen to have a scholar's packet here with me, and her initials are RS. Wonder who that could be. Riley Smith. So, the first thing in your packet, you will again have 3 calendar pages. Check with, I know I'm all confused now that we're not in school. I have to kind of think when I wake up in the morning, gosh, what day is it? They kind of all seem the same. But we know that the month is April, so make sure that you check and practice on writing the day of the week, the date, practice writing April, do the digital date, and the new season. And for this coming week, for this third packet, scholars, for your pictures on the back, I want to see 3 examples of things that you have been doing that have been kind. It could be helping your mother. It could be picking up trash in the street. It could be playing nicely with your brother. 3 things, because you have 3 calendar pages, which means you don't have to do it every day. So when your mom says it's time to do this, or you say it's time to do this, do nice pictures and nice sentences on the back and show me kindness. 3 different things. You will also have 3 new sight words. And I guess Barney's just going to hang out and help me. So I have to reach over his fluffy body so we can review our sight words. And this week, we have S-A-I-D. S-A-I-D. Said. S-A-I-D. Said. She said something that was very nice. Said. The next one is T-H-E-R-E. There. T-H-E-R-E. There is a bird. We want to go there for lunch. It's a place. It's going to talk about some kind of a place. And our last sight word is U-S-E E. Use. Long U sound. Use. What did you use to paint that picture? Use. So, in your brown goodie bags this week, you will have, here they are, 3 new cards. And I hope that you took some time and made your flashcards for all the sight words that we've gone over so far. You're going to do the same thing on these. You're going to write said, S-A-I-D, 2 times on the card. 1 at the top, 1 at the bottom, or if you did it this way, doesn't matter, as long as you have 2 of the words. So you're going to write said, S-A-I-D, 2 times. There, T-H-E-R-E, 2 times. And use, U-S-E, 2 times. Because what I asked you to do in the packet is pick like 10 of the words that you're working on. You could do 8 of the words if 10 is too many. You could do 12 of the words if you want to really challenge yourself. And you're going to have 2 of each word on 2 cards. So you're going to turn them over and you're going to play memory matching game like we do at school. And you have to pick up, oh, that's the word and. Then find the match to it. Find the other card that says and have fun with it. But really think in your head and look at the words and read the words. If you need help, your moms or dads or your brothers or somebody in your house can help you do that. But have fun, because I want to hear about how many words you're starting to be able to read. Then you will have a sight word packet working on these words. This is a fun one. We've done this before. Draw a picture and hide these words somewhere in your picture. Now, I remember the last time we did this in school, I did it at the board and I did a picture of a garden. And I had one of the words in the sun, I had another word hidden in the tree, and I had another word, I think, in the flower. So you could do any kind of a picture. You could do an ocean, you could do a picture of the sky, you could do a garden, you could do a picture of a house, but I want to make sure that I see those 3 words hidden in your picture. Then you're going to read the words, U-S-E, use, S-A-I-D, said, T-H-E-R-E, there. And then I want you to use your crayon and trace over. First, you're going to trace the correct spelling and you're going to circle it. And then I just want you to trace the word a couple of times so you can say it to yourself while you're tracing it. U-S-E, use. And you want to circle it because it says circle the correct spelling. And you can trace it 2 times or 3 times while you're spelling it to yourself. That's a good way to learn it. Then you have the words said, there, use. And it looks like this little bird took some of my yarn from the classroom. And I think he put it in your brown bag. So you should have a pretty long piece of red yarn in your goodie bag. And it says read the words and then form each letter with your yarn and glue it on top of your letters. So I think you will have enough. You can do said, and then you have to cut the yarn into little pieces so you can make the letters, okay? If your mom doesn't think you're gonna have enough yarn, don't glue them. Just practice tracing them the best you can with the yarn, but I think you'll have enough. The next page, you're gonna draw lines to put this story in order. I see use, U-S-E. I see there, T-H-E-R-E. and I see said, S-A-I-D. Let's use this. There is a hole. I said we have to fix it. I wonder which of those pictures and which of those sentences would go first. So you would do whatever one you think goes first. You're going to draw a line from that picture to the number. And then you can read it, or somebody, one of your partners in your house can help you read it, and make sure you put it in the right order so that it makes sense. More tracing. Trace the words, please. And when you're tracing, say the letters. And then the last page for your sight word packet this week, finish the story using the words of the week. Draw a picture showing the story. Use there, I spy an uppercase letter. I wonder if that's going to go at the beginning of a sentence or the end of a sentence. Use there, said. She blank, there is a ball. Let's blank it to play. I bet you can figure this one out by yourself. So when you do your picture, I should really see a picture of a ball, and I should see some children in your picture, because I think the whole thing about this story has to do with playing with a ball. So practice putting in your words, write them nicely, and then draw a picture illustrating those sentences. Okay, so you have 5 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 papers for your sight word activities. I would do 1 on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, because that's really good, and it's good practice for you, and they're fun activities. So I think you can do those every day. Okay, then I also have a suggestion that you read for 20 minutes. If you get bored, especially if it's going to be rainy and cold and you're bored inside, find a good book and look at it and read it and tell your partners in your house all about it. You could tell what the main idea is. You could talk about the characters, the setting, how did your characters feel. You could then go through the pictures and retell the story to your partner. Then I have 2 big books. You know those big books that we read in reading class as a group. I have 2 of them in your packets with links to the YouTube read aloud. So another teacher will be reading One Dog Canoe. It's a really fun book. And the other one is Atlantic. It's about one of our oceans. So you'll learn a lot from that book, and One Dog Canoe is really fun. So you can listen to those books on YouTube and then talk about the new words with your partner at your house. I have new words listed for each of the stories. And then questions. Your partner, your mom or your dad or your grandma or your grandpa or your brother, somebody's going to ask you a few questions about the book. And after you answer them, your partner can just write down the answers. So I know that you listened to the book, you understood the book, and you answered the questions. Some of them are your opinions. So that's okay. I just want to know what you thought about the book and if you were really, really listening. Then, for some phonics activities, I have some words with I in them. I have short I words. That I is going to say it, it. In, it, pin, sit, hit, bib. And then I have some mixed up in there too. I have the long I words. And remember, when a word has a long vowel, it says the letter's name. So if it's a long I word, the vowel sound is going to say I. So I have short I words in there and I have long I words in there. And you're going to play a game. Your partner's going to say one of the words, and if it has the short I sound, the I sound, you're going to raise your hand. You can raise two hands if you want. If it has a long I sound, clap your hands. So if your partner says bib, what are you going to do? Are you going to raise your hand for the short I, or are you going to clap? I bet you all are raising your hands and waving, aren't you? And if it's a long I sound like 9, you're going to clap. You don't have to clap 20 times. That might irritate your partner. Just clap once or twice. And then you're going to take those words that I have listed, and you're going to practice writing them. You're going to say them to yourself. If you hear the short I sound, you're going to write it under the column that has short I words listed. If it's a long I, you're going to write it in this column. So all the words that have I sound in them are going to be on this column. And if it has the I, short I sound, you're going to put them in this column. Everybody has one of these. And then you have your sound box pages. You have 3 of them. Shouldn't take you long. And I want to go over this so that everybody's doing it the same way. And that way your moms or your dads or your grandmas or your brothers can see how we do it. So first of all, we're going to name the picture. And these are all short E words. We're going to practice short E words. Gizzy, no. Go on. Scooch. Bed. It has 3 sounds. First thing you're going to do, stretch that arm out. We're going to tap it, and then we're going to slide it. Bed. B-E-D. Bed. Want you to do that 2 times. B-E-D. Bed. And I want you to really think about the sounds, because then you're going to take your pennies or your rocks or your scraps of papers, whatever you found around your house, and you're going to put your object on each of the circles for each of the sounds. Going to be the same sounds. B, E, D. Slide it. Bed. Now, some of you might want to go ahead and say the letters that the sounds make, that are associated with the letters. So if you were going to say the letters, name the letters for these sounds, it would be B, E, D. Bed. P, E, B, E, E, D. D, B, E, D. Bed. But you don't have to do that. What you really need to do, and do carefully, is tap out the sounds, slide the words, do it 2 times, and then I want you to use your sound boxes with your objects and sound out the word and put an object for each sound and then slide it. If you want to spell it after that, cool, you can do that, but you don't have to. So you have 3 pages of short E, words. You guys should be getting pretty good at this. Okay, then the next thing in your packet, after you do your big books on YouTube and your phonics activities with your partners, then we're going to have math lessons. One thing that's going to be different, scholars, this time is we found YouTube lessons that go along with your Eureka math lessons. So you're going to have 3 math lessons in your next packet. 2 of them are going to have YouTube lessons. So your families can look at the papers that I send in your folders, and they can find the YouTube link. And then I was very specific about where they go to find the lessons. So once they find the YouTube channel, they'll go to kindergarten, module 3, that's the book that we're doing right now, and the lesson 27. I want you to listen. You won't see the teacher, but you'll hear the teacher, and she'll explain it just like I do when we're sitting in our math circle and you're all being very careful and attentive mathematicians. I want you to be the same way when you're listening to that teacher, and she'll explain it just the way that I do for lesson 27 and lesson 28. And then you have your math packet. For lesson 27, you can follow along with the directions. It's drawing towers that have more, and then finishing the math sentence. And then an activity down here, just your partner at your house can read the directions and you can follow along. That's the only thing you have to do for lesson 27. Watch the lesson on YouTube and do the problem set. Lesson 28, you have an application problem. So I want you to do the application problem first. This is going to be the first thing you're going to do. And draw 4 snowmen, which is kind of silly because it was like really hot the other day. But it's okay. It might be cold when you're doing this because you know our weather's pretty unpredictable. And then after you draw 4 snowmen, you should still have some of the Play-Doh that I sent with your last packet in your brown goodie bag. Use your Play-Doh and make little hats and put those on the snowmen. And then the final direction down at the bottom says, now make 2 more hats for the snowmen that melted yesterday. How many snowmen did you draw? Write that number anywhere in your box. How many hats did you make? I don't know. You're going to draw either more hats or more snowmen. Think about it. Follow the directions. Then write that number for how many hats you made. Which number is greater, more, and which is less, fewer? Tell your partner. Then, after you do your application problem, then you can listen to the YouTube lesson. After your YouTube lesson, you have 2 problem sets for lesson 28. You have this page, and then you have this page. So follow the directions. Have an adult or a big brother or sister explain the directions. And then that's it for lesson 28. We're going to then skip to lesson 31. No YouTube lesson for lesson 31. This is, remember when we did a few weeks ago, we did that duck. Everybody had a duck and they had to put it under something or above something. And then we did another lesson where we pretended we were pirates and we had to draw things that the pirate was looking for. This is the same thing. You're going to listen to these directions and then you're going to draw the imaginary animal inside the box. So you're going to listen carefully and do exactly what your partner is telling you to do. Draw a rectangle body as long as a 5 stick. Yes, you have a 5 cube stick in your brown bag. So put that somewhere on the box and draw a rectangle body as long as that 5 stick. So measure and draw your body because this is going to be a funny animal, and I can't wait to see it when you turn your packet back in. And then listen to the next direction, think about it, and draw it carefully. And then you have growth work for lesson 31. Barney, move. And this is just to show your adults or your partners kind of what to do. It's the same thing. But this time, you're going to be drawing a C-A-S-T-L-E, castle. I can't wait to see these. They're going to be so awesome. You have directions that your partner will read to you. Listen, think, and follow the direction. Do it carefully and make it really cool pictures. Okay, that's it for math. Not too bad. Shouldn't take you too long to do those. Then, let's see. Today, when I'm making this video, it's Friday. Tomorrow will be Saturday. And then the day after that's going to be Sunday. And it's a very special Sunday. I wonder if you know what, I bet you do know what kind of a day it's going to be. It's a holiday. It's a religious holiday. It's the day that Jesus rises from the dead. Because you know, in the last packet, you had the Stations of the Cross talking about all the things that Jesus went through so that we could be born and free of sin and go to heaven. All those things that he went through in the different stations. And then he was put in the tomb. And on Easter Sunday, he rises up from the tomb. And he does all that so that we can live good lives, make good choices, and get to heaven. So I hope you all have a really fabulous Easter Sunday. It's going to be kind of different because we can't go to church. But you might be able to watch your church on the screen on the internet. They might be streaming it. So you could do that. But you could also say a little prayer in your head, something that you're thankful for to Jesus. Just thank Jesus for going through all that pain and dying on the cross for us and rejoicing in him being risen from the dead. All for us because he loves us so much. I have a really fun, just a little Easter. It says, color all the shapes that have 3 sides. So I know you know what shape has 3 sides. Starts with a T. Find all those shapes, color it beautiful, and then I'd like you to hang this up in your house so it can remind you about all the things that Jesus did for us, and because he wants us to be kind, and it would be a nice reminder for you to be kind. Barney's saying hi. Yes. Look out, Barney. Okay. 2 more quick things. This won't take you but a hot minute. But do try to stay in the lines and pick nice springy colors. I don't want to see like a bunch of black and brown and orange. I want pretty spring colors. For science, you're going to go on a walk, a nature walk. And you're going to, when you're on your walk, you're going to use all 5 of your senses. Now, we talked about that in science a while back, but everybody has 5 senses that they use every day. Look at him. See how spoiled he is? He thinks this couch is his. It kind of is. Anyway, you use your 5 senses every day. You use your eyes to see. You use your ears to hear, smell, taste, and you use your sense of touch when you feel something. So you're going to list, while you're on your walk, I want you to write down, you could write, or you could draw pictures, Or you could do both. You could draw the pictures and then label the things. I see. Use your sense of sight. What do you see on your walk? I hear. What do you hear on your walk? I smell. What do you smell on your walk? I know on my walks, I've been noticing a lot of pretty flowers and trees are blooming, and some of them smell really good. I feel. What do you feel on your walk? And I taste. What do you taste on your walk? Now, I don't know a lot of things in my neighborhood that are on the ground that I would want to taste. So, there are a couple of surprises in your brown bags. Save them for when you go on your walk, and at least you'll be tasting something yummy when you're on your nature walk. So, don't eat your treats right away. Save them for when you go on your nature walk, because then I want to read about what you were tasting and how it tasted to you. Then you just have a really pretty spring picture that you can color. So you can even go like in your backyard and walk around your yard, or if somebody's available to go with you to walk around the block, or if you go to outside of your neighborhood on a walk or on a bike ride, take this with you and do it then. And the last page of this says, draw a picture of something you see outside. Something pretty. So I look forward to seeing those too. I think those will be really fun for me to kind of be a part of what you're doing. And I can pretend like I went on the walk with you by all the information that you give back to me, which will be awesome. Then I was at school yesterday doing some work because nobody was there, because we're not supposed to be around a lot of people because these germs are still floating around. But I did run into Mrs. OCC, and everybody has an exercise sheet in their folders, their packets this week. And she has directions for looking up a PE program so that you can exercise for 30 minutes every day. And once your parents or your brothers or your grandma set that up, find the YouTube channel, you should be able to do this all by yourself. So you won't need their help for this whatsoever. And then she just wants you to log it. She wants the adult in the house to log so that she knows that you're getting some good exercise while we're all at home. I know I've been doing my yoga. Feels really good. And you all know the mountain pose and the tree pose. You could be practicing that too. So that is it for the packets this week. And I need to pack Miss Riley Smith's back up here so it's in order. And since it's Easter on Sunday, Miss Doda posted a video on the YouTube channel under the kindergarten page of her reading a Jesus book about Easter. And then there's also a little video about the Easter story. But I found this book and I thought this would just be really fun to read. So this is the last thing that I want to do in this video. And the title of this book is Last One In is a Rotten Egg. And it's written and illustrated by Diane DeGroat. Looks like this critter is going on an Easter egg hunt. Let's see what happens. Oh, this is a good kind of egg. Last one in is a rotten egg. Jelly beans. That's my favorite. I love the green jelly beans. I hope you get a lot of jelly beans in your baskets. I predict that maybe they're going to their grandma and grandpa's house. It's what it looks like. I see them in their car and they're going somewhere. I bet they're going to their grandma's house. Let's read and find out. Gilbert and Lola were excited. Their cousin Wally was coming. They hadn't seen him in a long time, and they were looking forward to his visit. He's here! Oh, there's an exclamation point. So I think that's an excited sentence. He's here, Lola shouted from the window. The door burst open and Wally tumbled in. Last one in is a rotten egg, he yelled. Uncle Gus appeared in the door behind him. Hello, all, he said, picking up the umbrella stand that Wally had knocked over. I guess Wally was excited. Wally was much bigger than Gilbert remembered. He was almost as tall as his Uncle Gus. You're just in time for lunch, Mother said. I made soup and sandwiches. Last one isn't in is a rotten egg, Wally shouted, running to the table. Gilbert walked quickly to his seat. Lola walked quickly too. They didn't want to be rotten eggs. Mother didn't care if she was a rotten egg. She carefully served the soup before sitting down. She said to Wally, You'll have fun this afternoon. There's an Easter egg hunt in the park. Wally made a face and said, Egg hunts are for babies. But Gilbert wanted his friends to meet Wally. There's a prize if you find the most eggs, he said cheerfully. And there's a prize if you find the golden egg, Lola added. I'm going to look real hard and find it. I'll go, said Wally, but I still think it's stupid. Then he stuffed the last of his peanut butter sandwich into his mouth, saying, Last one is the rotten egg. It's kind of hard to talk with peanut butter sandwich in your mouth. At the park, Wally didn't want to stay with Gilbert and his friends. He took a basket and he headed to the starting line. Your cousin is not very friendly, Patty said. Oh, he just wants to win, Gilbert answered. Gilbert wanted to win too. So when the whistle blew, he ran after Wally calling, Last one up the hill is a rotten egg. Wonder who's going to win. Who do you predict is going to win? They raced in all different directions, looking under bushes and behind trees. I found one, Gilbert shouted from the bushes. I found two, Wally yelled from behind a tree. Patty and Lola searched the tall grass. I can't find any eggs, Lola whined. Look, Patty said. There's one right by your foot. I found one, Lola cried. She proudly put the green plastic egg into her basket. That was nice. Nice helping. Gilbert and Wally ran over to see if more eggs were hiding in the tall grass. Gilbert was anxious to find more because Wally's basket was almost full. But Lola's basket was almost empty. Gilbert sighed and gave Lola some eggs from his own basket. Oh, thanks, she said. Let's find more. Together they ran toward a patch of trees. There's lots of kindness happening in this book. Suddenly, Lola stopped running and shouted, I see it! I see the golden egg up in that tree. She stood on her toes, but she couldn't reach it, and neither could Gilbert. They needed somebody tall. He called to Wally, Lola found the golden egg, but we can't get it. Wonder what Wally's going to do. I know what we hope he does. Wally said, No problem. He stood on his toes and he stretched higher and higher. "I got it," he shouted. "Yay, Wally," Gilbert said. Wally dropped the egg into his basket and walked off. "Hey," Gilbert called to Wally, "no fair. Lola found that egg." "But I'm the one who picked it up," Wally said. Lola cried, "I'm telling." But Wally just said, "Tattletale." Oh dear. This is not good. The whistle blew, the hunt was over, and everyone headed back to the starting line. Wally had more eggs in his basket than anyone else. He also had that golden egg. Wally said, "I like egg hunts. Let's go see what the prizes are." Gilbert had an idea. "You're right," he said. "Let's go see." Then he shouted, "Last one down is a rotten egg." Wally took off and ran down the hill. "I win," he said. When he looked back, Gilbert and Lola were still at the top, picking up all the eggs that had fallen out of Wally's basket, including the golden one. "Whoops," Wally said when he saw his empty basket. "I think they tricked him." For finding the golden egg, Lola won a beautiful sugar egg with a scene inside. For finding the most eggs, Gilbert won an Easter basket filled with chocolate eggs, cream eggs, and his favorite, marshmallow eggs. But Gilbert didn't feel right about taking the basket. He walked over to Wally and said, "You really found the most eggs, not me. You should have the prize." Wally turned red. Well, maybe we could share it," he suggested. And they did. The end. Happy Easter. What a nice story about things turning out kindly because they shared and they thought about it and they made good choices, which I know you guys are doing each and every day at your house. And I just miss you. I miss you guys so much, but I want to keep in touch. I'll be making these videos a lot. And you can tell your mom or your dad or your grandma or grandpa that everybody has my cell phone number. And if they would like to set up a time, Gary, can you get that, please? Sorry. If you can set up a time with me, I would be happy to FaceTime you on that phone that was just ringing and interrupting my video. Anyway, I'll work it out with your adult in your household, and we can set up a time that they can call me or I can call them, and we can have a little chat on FaceTime so I can see your smiling faces. And I'm really curious about who's got loose teeth, who's lost a tooth, how tall you've gotten since I've seen you last time. So we have lots to talk about, lots to catch up with. So anyway, this is how I'm living now, with phones ringing and dogs barking and dogs on couches. Barney's barking again, so I need to go so I can make sure everything's okay. Love you guys, make good choices, and hope to talk to you soon. Bye-bye.